Hello friends, my name is Alina and I am from PTE Tutorials Authors Group. Today we are going to discuss a very important thing which is important in PTE exams, that is grammar. Now in grammar there are many of the things which should be covered. The reason being is that there are many tasks in PTE which has the importance of grammar. Okay, so we will just look into the facts which are important for PTE, especially in the grammar part. So students, if you can see the screen which I have shared, you will see that which are the tasks which are important in PTE on the basis of the grammar. First of all, there should be no grammatical mistakes if you are writing any of the text, which means that in summarized written text, the text is being written, so there should not be any grammatical errors in that. Second task is of reading, in which there is filling the blanks. So in filling the blanks reading part also, there should not be any grammatical mistakes when you are choosing any of the particular word, which is either drag and drop or drop down filling the blanks. Okay, the third thing is that the grammar should be correct for the write from dictation part. In write from dictation, student usually just hear the audio which is being played, but they never get to know that the grammar also plays a role in that. If you have missed out any MSR or have has thing, then you can just get a lesser marks than comparatively you should have achieved if you were aware of that particular grammar sentence text. Okay, so in grammar, today we will be covering about the active voice, passive voice sentence in the terms of tenses. Okay, so if we will have a look, then in active voice, what is active voice basically? Active voice is the sentence in which the action is being performed and the performer is also mentioned. Okay, so basically the subject is over there. Now what is subject? Subject is the one who is doing the activity. Okay, so if you can see the example over here, I will clean the house every day. In this sentence, the subject is I. Why I? Because I am performing an activity of cleaning the house. Now what is house? House is an object. Why? Because that is the thing on which the activity is being implemented, being done. Okay, so in active voice, the subject will always be there. Now, what is passive voice? Passive voice is the subject in which, passive voice is basically the sentence in which there is no subject. Okay, so there is no performer. So the action is being done, but it is not done by the subject. So there is no subject in the sentence. Like the house was cleaned every day. Okay, so the house is the object on which the activity is being done of cleaning. Now it can be done by me as well or some another person. So we can as well mention the house was cleaned every day by me, or every Sunday or Saturday by me. Okay, so it's clear that active voice is the one in which there is a subject. Passive voice is the one in which there is no subject. Now coming to tenses, there are basically 12 important tenses, okay, which should be considered while attempting any of your write essay, summarize written text, write from dictation, reading, filling the blanks. Those are the things which will definitely help you. And I've seen the students as well who are securing the marks with seeing by structuring, because written discourse plays an important role as well in your PT exams. So if you're structuring your any of their particular essay, then spelling mistakes, grammar mistakes should not be taken lightly. Okay, so taking the part 2 tenses, then in tense we have 12 tense. Okay, 3 are simple, 3 are continuous, 3 are perfect, 3 are continuous perfect. Okay, in present there are 4 things: simple present, continuous present, perfect present, and continuous perfect present tense. Okay, now in past as well, there are simple past, continuous past, perfect past, and continuous perfect past. And future as well, simple future, continuous future, perfect future, and continuous perfect future. Now we will look into each of the tenses and understand that what exactly the sentence, if we want to plan to frame, is it happening as per the required meaning of the same tense? Okay. So the first tense is simple present tense. So simple present tense, if we say, then it is a tense which is talking about the present. simply present. There is no many of the effects of the past, nothing like it will be having the future senses which will be going to take place, the past effect in future or present, nothing. It's just simple. So in simple present tense, the things or facts which are taking place is in present. So it can be daily work. I wake up early in the morning. This is present tense. It can be universal truth as well. Uh, means scientific truth as well, scientific facts. Anything can be included in simple present tense. I read newspaper. This is simple present tense. So in simple present tense, if we are talking about the present tense, so the verb as well will be of present. Now I have mentioned that there is V1. What is V1? V1 is basically base verb. Main verb you can say, base verb, simple verb you can as well say, in which there is no effect of the past or future, nothing like that. It is not participle of the past or present. Okay, it is just a base verb. Now what is base verb? So there are three type of verbs in a particular word, like come, came, came. Okay, or you can say eat, ate, eaten. Eat, ate, eaten. So eat is verb 1, that is base verb. Ate is verb 2, that is past participle. Eaten is verb 3, that is the present participle. Okay, so verb 1 is eat, verb 2 is ate, verb 3 is eaten. Okay, so over here I have mentioned come. Over here my word in this particular sentence is come. So verb 2 will be came and verb 3 will be came. Okay, come, came, came. And if there is an example like drink, so drink, drank, drunk. So drink will be verb 1, drank will be verb 2, drunk is verb 3. Talk, talked, talked. Okay, ed sound is there in verb 2 and verb 3. So verb 1 will be talk, verb 2 will be talked, verb 3 will be talked. Okay, so in simple present tense we will just use verb 1. So the format will be subject plus verb 1. With verb 1 there will be ses plus object. Ses depends upon the singular plural noun we have used or the subject we have used. Over here the sentence is he comes to school. Okay, so he is doing activity of coming to the school. So come is my verb, school is my object, subject is he. Okay, now how will you learn these sentences? I will explain you later on that how you should be learning this particular tenses of active, there is passive voice as well. So 24 tenses you will be learning in this particular video. Okay, so if you are making any positive sentence, then it will be he comes to school. But if there is any negative sentence, it would be he doesn't come to school. So we are adding do does. Over here, there is one mistake, that is over here it will come verb 1 as well. Fine. Then there will be he doesn't come to school. Fine. Doesn't come to school. So this is my negative sentence. Okay, perfect. Now, if I want to make a question format of this thing, so I will be using question 1 and question 2. Now, what is question 1? Question 1 is the question in which we will be answering either in yes format or no format. Okay, and in question 2 we'll be saying anything except yes or no. Okay, so someone asks you, does he come to school? Okay, so we will answer yes, he comes to school, or no, he doesn't come to school. Now in question 2, we will be giving explanation as well. When does he come to school? Why does he come to school? When doesn't he come to school? So we will be saying the reason behind not coming to the school. So the question 1 is the question in which we'll be giving answer in yes or no. Question 2 will be the questions in which we'll be giving a detailed explanation or elaboration of the same. Okay. So simple present tense was simply the activity which is performed right now in present. I come to school, I go to office, I work daily. These are my simple present tense. Passive voice of the same. Passive voice is the one which doesn't have the subject. So looking from the perspective of simple present tense in passive voice, sentence will be in form of, first of all, object will come. As you know, there is no subject in passive voice. So first will be the object. Object plus am is are plus verb 3 plus by plus s. By plus s depends. It may come, may not come. Now, the sentence is English language is spoken by him. Okay, so English language is the object, M is R, depending on the singular and plural. Okay, I will explain you that thing later, that what comes when. So English language is spoken by him. So English language is the object because on that particular thing, the speaking activity is being done. So it is object. Object is basically the thing on which the activity is being done, the action is being done, performed. So English is the language spoken by him. Spoken is verb 3, as I told you. Speak, spoke, spoken. Speak verb 1, spoke verb 2, and spoken is verb 3. So in passive voice, we will always cover verb 3. Okay. In active voice present, it was verb 1. In passive voice, it is verb 3. So you just need to mock up this thing. In question 1 is the activity in which we will be saying answering yes or no. So over here the question would be, is English language spoken by him? Yes or no. In question 2 the format would be WH. What is WH in the format? The first word is WH. WH is why, who, how, which. These are the WH questions. So first of all, in every of the question 2 format, for all the tenses, in all the tenses, question 2 will be having first of all WH, because it is asking the reason. So for that reason, you need to ask one WH format as well. In question 1, you won't find WH. So in format of question 1 and question 2, you will see that the WH is added before question 1. So if I just remember that what is question 1 format. So question 1 format is M is A plus object plus verb 3. Now if I want to remember question 2 format, then it's simply like placing WH before question 1. So my question 2 will be WH. Then from the question 1 it will be M is R plus object plus verb 3. Like this way. Okay, so when is English language spoken by him? So I'll be telling the reason. So in active voice of simple present tense, subject, verb 1 plus object, passive voice, object plus am is a plus verb 3. And this is simply done for the simple present tense. Simple past tense. Now in simple past tense, any activity which is done or performed in past, but it doesn't have any effect like past activity has the effect in past only, past activity in present, nothing like that. Simply the thing was being done in simple past. So it's definitely simple. So the formula would be subject plus verb 2 plus object. Okay, so subject is I saw a movie yesterday. So I is the subject, saw is verb 2, because verb 1 of saw will be see. See, saw, seen. See is verb 1, saw is verb 2, verb 3 is seen. So in second tense, that is second is the simple past tense, verb 2 will come. You can remember this thing simply. Now negative of the sentence will be I didn't saw a movie. This is the negative format. What I added is did. In first tense I had added do does. In the second tense, that is past tense, I have added did for the negative format. Okay, not for the positive format. Positive format is simply subject, verb to object. Question 1 of the same would be did he see a movie yesterday? Okay, then when did he saw a movie yesterday? This is the question 2. In passive voice, object plus was verb plus verb 3. Negative would be object plus was verb plus verb 3. Okay, and the example is he was taken to the school. Now, who is taking him to the school is not mentioned, but he was taken. On him, the activity was being done of taking to the school. So, in simple present tense, in the first tense, we had seen MSR was used, but this is simple past tense. So simply we will be using was were rather than MSR. MSR for the present, was were for the past tense will be used. Question 1 would be, was he taken to the school? Question 2 would be, why was he taken to the school? When was he taken to the school? So simple past tense is simply the things which are done in past. In active, it will be format would be subject, verb 2, object. In passive voice, the formula would be object, then was verb, then verb 3, and then simply it's done. You can add by plus as then another things as well. If you have any time duration, if you want to say time duration, then you always need to add it in the last part only, not in the beginning part. If you are framing without any punctuation or like that way. Now the third tense is simple future tense. Now a sentence which is saying that the activity is being done simply in future, okay, without any effects or without any uh, that way, without any timeline like this was done in past, it has effect in like this. Not no, it's just a simple future tense. So we'll be just mentioning that the activity will be done in future in any of the timeline. Okay. Now the formula for the same will be subject plus will shall plus verb 1 plus object. So the activities of future. So we'll be adding the word will shall. In first tense, which was simple present tense, we had used verb 1. Along with that, SES was mentioned. Accordingly, singular and plural. In the simple past tense, second tense, we had used word that is verb 2. This was used. In third, that is simple future tense, we'll be using will shall plus verb 1. Will for the future, verb 1 will be used. Okay. I will see a movie tomorrow. This is simply a sentence which will, the activity will be done in future. Will I see a movie tomorrow? Okay, yes or no. When will I see the movie tomorrow? Reason. So question 2 will be WH plus will shall plus subject plus verb 1 plus object. Okay, so like this way there are 12 tenses. Okay, and if you will just get to notice after this 3 tenses, then you will see that we are learning many of the formats together. If I'm remembering active voice formula, okay, just simply learning the formula, that is subject will shall verb 1 object, then I will also be able to learn question 1 and question 2. How come? So if you will see in the formula is subject will shall verb 1 object. Now to make it a question 1, what I did is simply I just shifted will before S, that is my subject. So I'm making question 1. Now how I made question 2 is, in question 1 I just added one word before the formula, that is WH. So if I want to learn, because there are 12 tenses like this way for the active, this and this, so there are many things which we are learning in this particular format. So from making this particular sentence into the question 1, what I will be doing is shifting will before S. So now the formula will be will shall plus S plus verb 1 plus object. This is question 1. What is question 2? Question 2 is basically putting WH before question 1 format. So the formula will be WH will shall S plus verb 1 plus object. So you can simply learn this way. Okay. Now taking to the passive voice, the formula is object plus will shall be plus verb 3. Now he will be taken to school tomorrow. Okay, object is he will be taken. Okay, so what is differentiating between active and passive voice? So in active there was no be being used. Okay, in passive we are using be word. Okay, and in passive voice we are always using verb 3. But in active we are shifting the verbs as well. In the first tense, that is present tense, we used verb 1. In the second we used verb 2. In the 3 again we are using verb 1, but before that we are putting will shall. In passive voice, from past 3 tenses we are using verb 3 only. Okay, but be is being used for the passive indication. So question 1 would be, will he be taken to the school tomorrow? And question 2 will be, when will be he taken? When will he be taken to the school tomorrow? Now simple is done. Simple present tense, simple past tense, and simple future tense. This was the thing for simple tenses. Now we are coming up to continuous tense. Now continuous, with the word only we are getting to know that any of the activity which is going on, which is continuing either in present, either in past, or will be continuing either in future. So continuous present tense is basically the activity, or it is indicating a sentence in which the action is going on right now and taking place in present right now. Okay, so the formula would be subject plus amisa, as we have seen in simple present tense first as well, that amisa was being used for the present. So here as well we will be using amisa for the present thing. So subject plus amisa plus verb 1 plus ing. Verb 1, it was speak, talk, this was the verb 1. So I am talking right now with you all. So this is the continuous process, the thing which is going right now in present. So boys are playing the game, which means the boys would be right now playing the game in the ground right now, and the activity is going on of playing the games. Okay, the question one would be shifting M is A before S. So M is A plus subject plus verb one plus ing plus object. This is my question one. Are boys playing the games? Yes or no? So question two would be, why aren't the boys playing the games? Why are and when are boys playing the games? This can be the question for the format for the question two. So WH plus M is A plus subject plus verb 1 plus ing plus object. This is basically for the active voice. Coming to the passive voice, object will be first, as we know. So object, M is A being used for the present tense, so we will use M is A plus being. If we will see, then there is be being much of in the passive voice. We haven't found it yet in the active voice. So be being is used for the passive ones. So he is being taken to school every day. So the activity is going on of taking a boy to the school every day, but there is no performer. So he is being taken to the school every day. Question one would be, is he being taken to school every day? And question two would be, why isn't he being taken to school every day? Now, in this as well, question one would be M is A plus object plus being plus verb 3, shifting M is A before object. That's why I'm able to make the format for question one. Question two format would be the same as active in passive as well. WH will be added before question one. So this is my format for question two. Next tense is continuous past tense. Now, any of the tense, any of the action which is being done in past, but it was continuing. Okay, tense is used to describe an action is ongoing and is taking place continuously in past. Boys were playing the games. Okay, so there was duration in past where the boys were playing the games. Okay, so this is a continuous activity without timeline. Okay, because in future you will see the tenses which have the timeline as well. So in continuous past tense, the activity was taking place in simply in past, but in that duration, the time has not been mentioned, but the activity was continuous in past. That's why continuous past tense. So the formula is subject was were. Why was were is again used? Because it's indicating the past activity. Verb 1 plus ing for the continuous. So you will find that in 4, 5 and 6 tense, that is continuous present, continuous past and continuous future tense, ing is being used along with verb. Okay, so it's playing, speaking, talking, walking. This is indicating that the continuous activity is being done. Okay, so boys were playing the games. Boys were not playing the games. And question one would be, was, were, subject plus verb plus ing plus object. Were boys playing the games? Why weren't boys playing the games is question two. Okay, now coming to passive voice. Passive voice, object, then was, were for past tense. Being is used. Okay, just like in active, verb plus ing is being used for indicating that the activity is continuous in present, past, or future. For passive voice, being is used for continuous past, present, and future. Okay, in verb, you will see that there is no verb plus ing, but there is verb 3. Okay, before verb 3, there is ing format, that is being. He was being taken to school. Okay, so in past, there was an activity of taking him to school. Okay, and that activity was continuing. That's why. Was he being taken to school? Why wasn't he being taken to school? Perfect. This was continuous past tense. Sixth tense is continuous future tense. It doesn't have the passive voice. Okay, because it has a very weird structure. And in continuous future tense, if you will see, then the active voice is subject plus will plus be plus verb 1 plus ing plus object. What is this trying to say is any of the activity which will be taking place in future, and in future the activity as well will be ongoing. So boys will be playing. Over here there is an error. Boys will be playing. Okay, boys will not be playing. Fine. It will not be playing. Perfect. So any of the activity which will be taking place in future is indicated like this way. Fine. So in active we have seen that for this thing, for continuous present tense, continuous past tense, continuous future tense, there was inactive, there was verb plus ing. We can learn this thing that in continuous will be always be using verb plus ing format. In present there was amisa, in past there was were, in continuous future tense there will be. Okay, boys will be playing the games, boys will not be playing the games. Will boys be playing the game? Over here there is a rectification. Will boys be playing the games? Why will not boys? Why will not boys be playing the game? Why will not be boys playing the game? What I simply did is I just put for question 1, what I did is question 1 will plus subject plus be and verb plus ing plus object. So of the formula of this thing, I just took will and shifted it before s. For question 2, I will just before question 1. Okay, before this question 1 format, will plus s plus b plus verb plus ing, I'll be putting wh. So wh plus will plus subject plus b plus verb plus ing. Fine. So for continuous, 3 things were covered: present, past, and future. Now coming to perfect tense. Perfect as well has 3 things, that is present, past, and future. Perfect present tense, perfect past tense, perfect future tense. In perfect present tense, any activity which was done in past, its effect is in present. Okay, so tense is used to express action that started in past but continued to the future. Sheena has completed her work. So this is the perfect present tense. So Sheena has not completed her work. Sheena has completed her work. So Sheena is subject. In perfect present tense, we will always use have has for present indication. If you would have noticed, in simple and continuous tense of present, we had used amisa. But in perfect present tense, for perfect indication, we will use have has. Okay, Sheena has completed her work. The work which was allocated to her in past, she has completed that work. Okay, so that effect has of the past has in present. Question 1 would be has have plus subject plus verb 3 plus object. I just took have has before s and made the formula for question 1. For question 2, I just put wh before question 1 and made the formula for perfect present tense. For active voice. Now passive voice. Passive voice as well as have has. Okay. And before that there is object and been is used. Been is being used. In continuous, being was used. Okay, in future tense as well, be was used, but in passive voice, for using of 7th tense, that is perfect present tense, we will use been. Okay, and as you know, verb 3 is in all of the tenses, so in this tense as well, verb 3 will come. Over here in active, first time the verb 3 has come. Why so? So in first tense, that is simple present tense, there was verb 1. In second tense, that is second verb, And in third, there was verb 1. In 4, 5 and 6, there was verb 1 plus ing. 4, 5, 6 means continuous present, continuous past, continuous future. There was verb plus ing. But in 7th, perfect is being talked about. So activity should have the this participle, present participle. So perfect present tense is used. In this passive voice, the formula would be object have has plus been plus verb 3. Sheena has been availed the service. Okay. Now, yeah, true. So Sheena is being given the service which was previously left and has been allocated now. Question 1 has have plus object plus being plus verb 3. Question 2 WH has have plus object plus being plus verb 3. Just same as formula, just shifting some of the words and making the formula of question 1 and 2. Next tense is perfect past tense. It has an past action already finished before having another action. Okay, I had visited my sister's place before she went to Mexico. So I had done one activity in past, that is visiting to her, before she goes to the Mexico. Okay, so if you will see, then in this sentence, had visited is perfect past tense because had comes. In second tense, that is simple past tense, was were was used, and for past we can also use had to have the perfect tense indication. Okay, so I had visited my sister's place before she went to Chicago. So went, if you will see this sentence, she went to Chicago. This is simple past tense. So in perfect past tense, you can have another sentence which has the effect of past. So past activity is being finished. After that, another activity was started. Else you can say past activity has the effect in past itself for the past event. Like that way you can just say. So had I visited my sister's place? When had I visited my sister's place? This is question 1 and 2 simply. Passive voice would be object plus had plus been plus verb 3. So just changing some of the things in active voice. For passive voice, what I did, I just eliminated subject, then I put object, I kept had as it is. I added one word for passive indication, that is been, and verb 3. So 7 and 8, we just saw that there is been being used. So been plus verb 3. This is common thing. Perfect future tense. It means that the action will be completed in future after any other action will start. I will have finished this book before going to school. Okay, I will say will have finished this book before starting the another one. So I will surely have this being thing completed in future before starting anything else. So past thing has effect in future. Okay, so subject plus will have. You will see that for future will is always used. For having the perfect sense, have is also used. And verb 3 for the perfect indication. So subject plus will have plus verb 3 plus object. Negative will be subject plus will have not plus verb 3 plus object. Question 1 would be, will I have finished this book? Why will I have finished this book? Passive voice formula is object as its passive, then will have is used as it is used in active as well. Then there is one word which differentiates active and passive, that is been. So been is used, and rather than subject, object is being used in passive voice. Fine. So lunch will have been taken by him before going to sleep, before watching television, something can be that. Okay, but this activity will be done before doing any of the another event. That's the purpose of perfect future tense. I will be surely completing this activity in future without like considering the past activity as well. So this is perfect tense. In perfect present tense, we used has have for active. In for passive, we used has have plus been. Okay. In active, for active voice, for perfect past tense, we used has been. No, sorry. Has is used only for perfect past tense. Had is used for perfect past tense. But for passive voice, we use had been. For the ninth tense, that was perfect future tense. For active, will have is used, and for the passive voice, will have been is used. And in all the tenses of 7, 8, 9, for all the formula of active, passive, question 1, 2, and 3, I used verb 3. Okay, just for the perfect indication. Now, coming to remaining three tenses, why I'm repeating this thing again and again for the question 1 2 formula, that you can mug up all of the tenses and learn many of the formulas. Okay, if you will just calculate 12 are for active, 12 are for passive, 24 like this way, 24 into 3 for the question 1 and question 2 including as well. Okay, so you will be learning many of the formats. 72 I think around is the formulas which you will be learning with this time. The reason is when you're framing summarized written text, at that time you should be having the sense that what you want to say, are you able to convey that particular message with a proper grammar. In reading as well, if you're doing filling the blanks, then if any word has been used like degraded, then he has been if there is any simple sense like cynicity. So what is this? Is it verb? Is it adjective? It is what? So for that differentiation as well, you need to be familiar with the grammar. Okay, there are some words which is used like degraded. Okay, he was abscond. So he was admonished. So admonished is verb 2 and 3. So verb 2 and 3, when will it come? So you can just remember that verb 2 will come when there was simple past tense active voice. He was admonished, he was abscond. So these things you can just with the help of just knowing that which verb will come, I can get to know. Like I know that verb plus ing will be coming in continuous activity like playing, speaking, talking. So these are the continuous activities, so I can just get to know that before that there will be some word like he is dash uh, his book, he is reading will be there. Fine, because if you will see emissary, where is it used? It was used in simple present tense, but for passive voice. So this has gone. So there is just one possibility of having emissary in active voice because he is doing the activity. That's why for the sentence formation. So we'll be using reading, playing, something like that will become in ing format. So from drop down, we can at least get to know that which verb format will come with the simple rules. Okay. Coming next to last three tenses, that is continuous perfect present tense. Okay, it has perfect as well, continuous as well. Then 11th is continuous perfect past tense and 12th is continuous perfect future tense. Okay, so now in continuous perfect past, present tense, any of the activity has started in past but is going on right now as well. What does this mean? I am speaking to you since past 30 minutes. Okay, so this activity is being done, the time frame is being mentioned. So it shows that something started in past and has continued until now. Okay, so subject plus has have for perfect indication. If you will have seen that in perfect present tense, has have was there. So in tenth as well, there is perfect word being mentioned in tense. So I can add has have. Why? Because it's indicating me something like perfect. That's why I can just trick like this way to learn the tenses. So subject plus has have plus been plus verb plus ing. I have been trying to paint from past 20 minutes. He is doing an activity from continuous past 20 minutes. He is able to do, he is not able to do the paint. Okay. So I have been doing, and verb plus ing will come. Why so? Because it is continuous. That tense is being done from past 20 minutes. That particular verb is being done. So painting, I have been trying to paint from past 20 minutes. I have been painting as well will work. I have been painting as well. I have been painting from past 20 minutes. I haven't been working from past 20 years. So this is the thing that before 20 years that activity started, what of not working, and till now that activity is continuing, that is still not working. So I'm not doing that particular activity of working from past 20 years. It means some activity is not done or done during uh, a period. You can say one duration. Okay, so I can say that I was taking lecture from 11 a.m. To 12 p.m. I was taking. Okay, so in this there will be one format for continuous perfect present tense, that is I have been taking the lecture since past 1 hour. Okay, because the from past the activity has started, still it's going on. So you can differentiate between continuous present tense and continuous perfect present tense. What is the difference between both of the thing is that in continuous present tense, the activities was continuing in present, but in continuous perfect present tense, there is duration as well. That from when was this happening, from when it was not happening. In this continuous present perfect tense, there is no passive voice. It has, but it's very complicated and normally not used. Subject plus has, have plus be plus being plus verb 3 plus object is the format for passive voice. It's not used, usually not used. Continuous perfect past tense, which says that any activity which started in past has completed as well, means is going on as well in the past, but between that particular duration only. Okay, I had been trying to explain him about PTE exams from not from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. yesterday, because the activity should always be in past. It shows that something started in past and it has continued until. Okay, so subject plus had been plus verb plus ing plus object. So I had been trying to paint from past 20 minutes. There should be a duration in continuous perfect past tense. Question 1 would be had plus subject plus been plus verb plus ing plus object. Question 2 would be WH plus had plus subject plus been plus verb plus ing plus object. Okay, so for question 11, we can make sentences like I had been speaking in particular duration in past. So I had been speaking yesterday from 5 to 6, like this way to the students, like this way I can make it. And in continuous perfect past tense, any of the activity which will be taking place in future, and in future it will be going on, and it will be like between one duration as well. Okay, so I will be wait, I will have been trying to paint. Nope, that's wrong. Till when? I don't know. But I will have been talking to him. Okay? I will have been talking to him tomorrow. Fine. I will not have been talking to him tomorrow. Fine. Fine. So you can make the sentences like this way. I would like to give more example for 12th. I will have been explaining him tomorrow from 5 to 6 during the session time. I will be doing that activity in future. There is wrong word over here as well. Fine. Yes, future. It shows that something will start in future okay, and will continue for a particular particular duration of time. Fine. So it shows that something will start in future and it will continue for particular duration of time in the future. Okay. So how we completed this 12 tense. In the last three tense, continuous perfect past tense, as that was word perfect, we had used uh, have been, had been, will have been for active purpose. This was same in the perfect present, perfect past, and perfect future tense for passive voice format, which we used in active voice in 10, 11, 12. Okay. Now there is modals. What are modals? Helping verb, you can say. These are the verbs which are used to form a sentence except the verb which is already there in the sentence. Okay, so over here the verb is I can do this work. So do is an activity, this is already a verb, but there is another helping verb or modals can as well is used. This has the effect of something in the sentence. Like can is used to ability of doing the work in present. I can do this work, which means I have that ability in present to doing that particular work. I can speak, which means that I have the ability of speaking right now in present. So can is used for present, the ability of doing a work in present. This work can be done. So passive voice, verb 3 always is there. In passive voice, be is usually used. For here, the formal structure would be object plus can plus be plus verb 3 plus by plus s. Okay. For could, ability to do work in past means I over here I could do this work. I had the ability in past to do this particular work. Okay, this work could be done by me. This work could be done by me. So this work is object. Could is my helping verb. Be is my connected for passive voice. Done is verb 3 as well. Should is used for advice. You should drink water daily. This is an advice. You can follow it or you cannot follow it. So advice is usually having 50% of probability of following it. But when I say must, you must drink water daily, which means I'm saying that thing with 100% of surety, or you can say 100% of order, you can say. So must is usually used for obligation or order. You must attend the classes daily. This is the advice which is having absolute surety, plus it is order as well. You must attend the classes. So these are the statements used for the order. So must is used for order. Should is used for uh, means you should do or you should not do. It's advice. Would is used for permission. I would do this work. This is used for permission or having the possibility in future. I would do this work, which means that I am capable enough to do this work in future and I will surely do that thing. It is having 100% of possibility of doing that thing in future. I would do this work. Okay, must have. This is the past tense of must. So you must have forgotten your keys at home. Okay, so of happening of that in past, 100% probability of happening of that in past. You must have forgotten your keys at home. Okay, after that you can add one sentence as well, because you have taken off mine, so you have forgotten of yours, something like that. So must have is always having an effect of must. You must have crossed the exam if you would have studied. Okay, you must have secured 90 plus in PT if you have given regular mocks. So must have is 100% of probability of having that thing if you had done that thing something in past. Might have is action which could have happened in past but not with surety. I might have passed PT exams if I would have studied. I might have forgotten my keys somewhere, so I'm not sure whether I've done that thing or not done that thing. In the past is having the future is having the effect as well of the past. That's why might have. This is the past tense of might. Okay, should have is having the effect of should. So I should have drunk more water. I got fainted. So what will I say is I should have drunk more water, so I wouldn't have like fainted, like that way. So these are basically modals and perfect modals. What are perfect modals? Must have, might have, may have, should have, could have. These are the perfect modals. And modals are can, could, should, must, let. Let is used for permission. Okay. Let's is having an activity together. So like this way you can learn many of the modals and perfect modals. So how to learn this 12 tenses. And the last is one, what is what? So verb 1 plus ing was present participle. Verb 1 was base verb, that is speak. Verb 2 is past verb, that is spoke. And verb 3 is past participle, the present participle. So past participle is spoken. M is are where is where used. R is used for plural, that is they. Am is was is always used with I and have and he. I and they is used for have. He she is used for has. Auxiliary verb can be me verb. What is this? I am a girl. So here what is verb? Verb is am. Why? This is the auxiliary verb. That auxiliary verb can as well be the main verb. I'm a doctor. Am is verb. Then he is my son is as well as verb. But apart, this thing is like apart from the one which are mentioned in the tenses. Because in tense you will say that is always the thing, the verb. Okay. Now, how to learn? Simple present tense, verb 1. Okay. First we will be doing active and then we will be doing passive voice. For present, that is first tense, first verb, play. Second tense, past, that's why verb 2, played. Verb 3 as well is played, but over here you need to remember verb 2. Future tense, will always become for future. Either it's simple or continuous or perfect, will always come. Fine. So will for simple. Will plus 1 makes future active. Continuous present tense, continuous past tense, continuous future tense. All three are continuous. I'll be adding ing, ing, ing. Verb plus ing, verb plus ing, verb plus ing. As the activity is in present, I'll be using MSR over here. As it is past, I'll be using was were. And as it is future, I'll be using will be. Perfect. It's learned. Perfect present tense. As the activity is perfect, in 789, I will be using played, played, played. Verb 3, verb 3, verb 3. That is past participle. For present, I will use have has. For past, I will use had. And for future, I will use will have. Fine. For 10, 11, 12, as in 10, 11, 12, that is perfect. From perfect, what I just took, from 7, 8, 9, what I took, have, had, will have. Okay, this is for 7, 8, 9. What I took from 7, 8, 9 is have, had, and will have. For continuous, having the continuous activity, just like 4, 5, 6, playing, playing, playing. Okay. Between 7, what I took from 7, 8, 9, and what I took from 4, 5, 6, I will add been between that. Okay. So I will just learn all the tenses of active voice. Passive voice, as that is always object. In active, as you will see in the first, everywhere I is mentioned, that is subject. Then the activities of which is there in verbs, the variations in verbs, then there is object, that is cricket. But in passive voice, first of all, cricket is there, object is there. Okay, so first tense of passive voice, MSR is used. For past tense, was were is used. For future tense, will be is used. Simply in active, there was will. Over here, it will be. Then in all the three, there will be verb 3, and verb 3 played. Continuous present tense, continuous past tense. Continuous activities there, I will use word being, being. I just took ing, but I kept with be. So it's being. Before that, auxiliary verb is and was. So am is are is used for present, was over is used for past, just like in 1 or 2. Then for 7, 8, 9, I did have, had, and will have. I took these three things from 7, 8, 9. For 7, 8, 9, we can use have as it has perfect indication. And been is used. If you will see in active, there was have played, but in passive it is have been played, had been played, will have played, will have been played. Okay, I will come up with many of such videos which will help you in the grammar part. It's gerunds, infinitives, modals, many of the other things, subject verb agreement. We will just be covering all of the things in the later coming videos. Till then, thank you so much for attending this session. Just like and share a few, just like this particular thing which I just taught. Okay, thank you so much for being there. I'm from PT Tutorials. Please follow that page as well. Subscribe it, like it, share it. Thank you so much.